Good afternoon, y'all. Y'all, excuse my tiredness. I just got rid of a headache. It's going away. But I've been waiting to make this video. I'm kind of glad I waited till today, anyway. So on February 10th, which was Thursday night. February 9th was Thursday, but I wrote the dream down on February 10th, which was Friday. I had a dream Thursday night, and I know Friday night we were supposed to have that lunar eclipse. Maybe it's the 11th for us. I don't know. So anyway, that kind of ties into my dreams because I saw a lot of people posting about it. I didn't watch the videos. I saw two people that I'm sub to post two short videos, but I didn't watch it. But it was kind of confirmation. I'll probably watch them today. Just the videos themselves were confirmation to my dream. So I'll go back and watch them. Anyway, and also Sister Lily, I know she had a dream something about two sons, and two sons were in my dream. So I had asked the Lord, you guys, I never asked the Lord for a rapture dream just because I've had something similar to a rapture dream, or like very similar to rapture dreams, but I've never been. And one of them, I was kind of caught up. But anyway, um, it is whatever. But I was like, so one day I was just frustrated. I was just ready to go home. I said, all right, Lord, man, listen, I need a rapture dream or something, please. I was just frustrated and ready to go. Anyway, maybe I was having a meltdown or something. So, temporary. Anyway, so I had a dream that we, it was me and a whole bunch of different type of people. And like, my aunt was there. Um, a lady from my church was there. Like, my second cousin was there. And we were in what I believe now is kind of like a wilderness type setting, but it was more of like a national park type thing. And that night or that day, we knew that there was going to be a solar eclipse. And in the middle of the day or in the morning time, you could see um, a regular sun and a smaller sun, like way to the side. And we were just waiting on that smaller sun to eclipse our regular sun. And we knew that that would be a sign that Jesus was coming. Like, we knew, like, the anticipation was so high, like, we just knew. And so in the dream, there were children there. I don't know whose kids, but like I said, it was like a whole bunch of us. Um, and in the dream, I had some Welch's juice. You guys, Welch's, they make grape juice. And funny thing is, I had bought some Welch's juice the night before, like 3 of them. And I don't even buy that. This is like the second time in maybe like 2 years that I've ever bought Welch's juice. My son said he liked it, and it wasn't even grape juice. But in the dream, I wasn't able to tell what kind of juice it was. But, of course I thought about Welch's grape juice. Anyway, so for whatever reason, it was like we didn't have any kind of refrigeration, or for some reason I had taken all the juice out and like put it on like these floor benches. And I was like, I wasn't worried about it getting hot. I wasn't worried about it spoiling. I knew that I was just thinking, let's just put it out. It's whatever. The Lord's coming. The kids will drink up this juice. And if we run out, oh well, like my mind and the mind of the people around me wasn't even worried about provision for the next day. And so we kind of like went all about our business around the wilderness or the park. I was visiting with other people. There were other women there. It was kind of like a camping type thing, and we were all on our p's and q's not to uh, really do anything wrong. Um, because we knew that the Lord was coming at any minute, and we were trying to be as blameless as we could. Um, and there was this girl in the dream. Her name was Adrian, and she was supposed to be this woman from my church, but she was making fun, like she was making fun of another girl because she had her hair done in some really nice braids, like I guess like she had some weave braids, and she was making fun of somebody who couldn't even um, keep their hair up before the day of the Lord. And I was thinking, oh, that's mean, and that's so shallow, and that's so carnal minded. Um, so anyway, everybody else is like on their P's and Q's. And like all throughout the day, we would watch the sun as it got closer to the small sun, as it got closer to our sun. And at one point of the day, um, like before uh, sundown, it was right next to our sun. And both of them they looked like suns, like small sun, big sun, or big sun, small sun. And the anticipation was so high. Even though we just went around the camp doing what we would normally do, the anticipation of Jesus coming once we saw that sign of the eclipse it was so concrete and final. So at one point, it became the end of the day. Oh, before that, a brother of mine called me, and he asked about his wife. And I was like, oh, well, she's on the first floor in room 107. She's not with us. She's downstairs somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, I looked up 107, and it means letters. So anyway, I've talked to him privately about that. So I don't want to get into that because I kind of think it was like not meant to be in the dream. I don't know. So anyway, it came a point where we saw the smaller sun dead center in what was our sun, and it was kind of like everybody was holding their breath in anticipation, but also our sun had looked cracked, and it had such details. It looked cracked, and it looked, I could see like the rivers of lava on the inside of it. And we just expected the sun to kind of not make it. So, and that was the end of the dream. The dream ended with everybody in super high expectation of the Lord's coming after we seen that sign of the eclipse. So, in real life, I did see Dill Martin post a video about two suns. They were kind of far apart. Also, Richie from Boston did a great video. I should link it below about the true distance of our moon from our sun. And he showed video of real detailed film that he took of the moon. And so anyway, he basically was explaining that NASA was lying to us. Also, having the juice in this camp wilderness spot made me think about God providing manna from heaven. in the valley of Sin, Sin. Sin actually means moon. And I don't think it was a coincidence that I had this dream the night before. We were supposed to have that lunar eclipse, and everybody was posting about it in high anticipation as a sign of his coming. Um, Paul said, I would have you not be ignorant. Or he said, uh, I need not to write a letter because you guys are not ignorant of the times and the seasons in which we're in. Um, so everybody was in high anticipation of the Lord coming after seeing that sign. We weren't worshiping the sun, you guys. We just kept an eye on it. Like every 4 hours, it seemed like every 4 hours, every 6 hours, we would look up. We were looking up and we were watching, which we should be doing. It reminded me of how the children of Israel came through the Red Sea, and then they got to the Valley of Sin, which means moon, and they were murmuring, complaining, talking about they were hungry, and then God provided manna, and they weren't supposed to take any more than they needed, um, and what was left over before the next day would be, it would go sour, or the worms would eat it up. In this dream, I wasn't concerned about the worms. I wasn't concerned about the juice going sour. Um, the word says man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Like that was mine, and I feel like that was everybody's. Um, that was everybody's mindset. Like we weren't worried because we just knew that the Lord, uh, even if it did go bad, we just weren't concerned about it. Either we were either we were confident that He would provide, or we were confident more so that He was coming for us. Um, Also, after that, there was a time where they left that valley and they went, and the Israelites were saying, complaining again, saying, "Well, did you bring us here for our children to be thirsty?" And that's when the Lord told Moses to go with the elders and smite the rock, and it would provide water for the children and the Israelites. So, but in the dream, it was juice, you guys. Um, Also, last night I was watching Rush Hour, and he was singing a song. What's his name? Chris Tucker was singing a song about I have a dream that Chinese people and black people and this people and that person. I forgot to mention there was a Chinese person in my dream. So like all races, he said I have a dream that we all would come together and be one, be like brothers. So there were a mix of people in my dream, uh, and all of them, I believe, were believers. Um, I think that's it, you guys. I've heard someone say something about the third and fourth watch. I'm not familiarized with the first, second, third, fourth watch. I've heard little bits and pieces of it, but I know that we were watching. Just like Luke 21 says, there'll be signs in the moons and in the stars and in the heaven, with perplexity of the nations, with the waves of the sea roaring, and men's heart failing them for the things that are coming onto the earth. But when you see all these things happening, look up, for your redemption draws nigh. Um, I think it was encouraging. I think the Lord was just trying to reaffirm that He is on His way. I did ask for it. It's typically something I don't ask the Lord too much about, but for whatever reason, I felt like I needed to ask Him. And part of it, well, the most of this dream was His reassurance that He's coming. So I just wanted to share that, and just Paul did say for us to encourage one another. Encourage one another, abstain from all evil. you know, just like it was in the dream, like we were trying to abstain from all evil. And I will leave the verses below, but I want to share because I don't think it's just for me. I think it was meant for me to share because everybody's watching as we should be watching and keeping sober. Okay? God bless. I'll leave all verses below. I'll leave Richie from Boston's video below also. Y'all, God bless. Let's keep looking up. Our redemption is drawing nigh. All right?